You know, Lauren, sometimes employers will tell the injured worker, hey, don't put this on workers' comp. Put it, you know, it's going to make my rates go up. And a lot of times, from my understanding, and when we talked about this before the show started, employees will actually want to protect their bosses or their employers, and I guess their jobs. What do you tell those people? I mean, they're really kind of in a catch-22. They've been injured and they need help, but at the same time, they don't want to sacrifice that relationship and that job. What do you tell those folks?
Unfortunately, a lot of the times, I get a call. It's after this has already happened and the damage has been done. So what I would like to tell people on the front end, before you get hurt, we all appreciate our job so much. We love the fact that our bosses gave us a chance and they started a business and they believed in us and they give us a paycheck, and of course we want to protect that business and we want to protect that job. We certainly don't want to do anything to put that company in jeopardy. So when our bosses tell us, hey, my work comp insurance is high, if you file a work comp claim it's going to make it higher, I'm barely making it as it is, you just go on and use your private insurance on this, I'm sure it's just a sprain and we'll handle it that way. You might have an inclination to do that, to protect him. There might also be the added benefit that you get to go to your own doctor instead of having to use a work comp doctor. The problem with that is when you go to your doctor and your doctor says, hey, it's not a sprain, it's a rotator cuff tear and you need surgery. And you go back and you tell your employer, hey, my insurance doesn't cover that and I need a couple of grand to cover this surgery and I'm going to be out of work for a couple of months. You don't have the protection of the Workers' Compensation Act, and your employer doesn't have the protection of the Workers' Compensation Insurance. So you did not protect your employer and you did not save your employer money. In fact, you put both of you in jeopardy and put you both in a worse situation than you would be in because you couldn't see 2 months down the road. So I would like to tell people the act is in place to protect both the employee and the employer. In fact, it's a compromise to make sure that we have protections for both parties. And you've got a small window to report a workers' compensation injury. And if you miss that window, you might be forfeiting some of your rights. And at that point, your employer, even though he knew about the injury and maybe gave you some bad advice and said, let's keep this under the table, might change the story and say, no, he didn't get hurt on the job. I don't know anything about this. And you could lose your rights altogether.
And that does happen.
Happens all the time. I get that call more often than I want to.
All right, we're taking a break.